So this morning, the left was dancing a jig and global leaders were all joining them because the Supreme Court had shut down the tariffs, right? Said no to Trump. They were loving it. But by lunchtime, those smiles turned to frowns because they found out it was going to be business as usual. And I'll explain this real simply, okay? It's business as usual because Trump simply moved tariffs from Section A over to Section B, right? Now, 30% of the tariffs were already in Section B. All the industrial stuff, aluminum, steel, automobiles, all that stuff was already there. So it's now business as usual because he's going from Section A to Section B. So you ask yourself, why didn't he move those before to kind of avoid all of this stuff? Well, I think it was a fishing expedition. Okay? He could have moved it over, right? Because Section B is untouchable. Section B has all those different laws already built in and has been litigated for years, decades even. And now it's stone cold law. You cannot change it anymore. There's precedents that have been set. He's moving those tariffs over and he can do what he wants with them right over there. Okay? And as a special bonus, because the world wanted a FAFO, he added a 10% global tariff on top of everything else. So back to the question of why didn't he just move those over? Well,
So what we see here is everybody was celebrating that the Supreme Court came down and said Trump can't do these certain type of tariffs, all of this. But what I always say about people, Trump is very calculated. He knew that this wasn't going to go through. And also, too, I like the point that he's saying it could have been a fishing expedition on these Supreme Court judges. Because why would these judges say these things are not in the best interest of America when it actually was? So now some people are thinking that they can be, influenced by foreign leaders or foreign powers. So now we can open up the books on these judges. But also, too, I believe Trump used these powers his first years because he was able to do whatever he want without congressional approval. So now we got a couple of things. But like I said, Trump is very calculated. Don't forget, he lost to Joe Biden. So for 4 years, he was calculating, plotting. He has a great plan. When he came out after for this speech after this ruling, he was not phased. He said, "You know what? Don't matter. I'm going to do a 10% global tariff. And I'm going to do it in Section B because they can't fight Section B because Section B is law." He's calculated. I believe that he may be looking at some of these Supreme Court judges and looking at them and say, some of them got to go. I think, in my opinion, he's going to do something as far as getting these judges replaced and possibly trying to run for a third term. Because all the things you're trying to find out about when he lost, all of these things, I believe that he may be pushing for a third term. But it starts with getting some of these judges out. It starts. This is the start. But you see how you have the Democrats come out here talking about he owes them money. You have people celebrating in different countries, but he's calculated. That's the thing you guys don't understand. He's playing chess while the world and these Democrats are playing checkers. He is the true definition of that. Did you really think that he thought he was really going to win? No, he was trying to figure out some things about these judges, figure out, how I can move quickly in that first year. That's what he did. It solved two issues. The first year I can move and do whatever I want, get these things done, get things happening. Greenland, fentanyl crisis stop, this and this stop because I got the tariff and I can do whatever I want. Cool. Then now I can also too use this to see if these Supreme Courts are actually all these Supreme Court judges or which ones are actually for America. See what I'm saying? So you got to understand there's a plan. There's a plan. Yeah, 4 years. Imagine a man like President Trump and his connections, all the people that he knows. Imagine the plan that they came up with in those 4 years. I feel like everything right now is going apart a plan of their plan, and it's genius. This is why when you get into history and you want to study people, see how they move, you have to study President Trump. You have to. He does not look nervous on that podium. He looks like a man like he already knew was going to happen. He already knew.
there was a question asked by the press, and it said specifically, Can you address the rumors of, or can you make comment on rumors that there's been foreign influence on the Supreme Court? And Trump simply said, without even a hesitation, said, "You're going to find out," and went right to the next question. What does that mean? Well, Clarence Thomas, right? Justice Thomas said that there was no statutory anything or nothing in the Constitution for those 6 judges to vote no against those tariffs. There was nothing to base it on. There was nothing behind it. Now, I already knew 3 of those damn judges vote purely on emotion, right? The 3 hardcore left ones. Pure emotion. They don't vote on Constitution or fact or precedent or anything. But what about the other 3? It makes you pause for a second. I'm like, is there foreign influence on them? Because they voted directly against America. Like, you knew these tariffs were bringing in billions of dollars. Why would you vote to shoot that down when you had nothing to base it on?
Smart. I like it. I like it because that makes sense. How do you vote against these tariffs when it's actually in the benefit for America? We got billions and billions of dollars off these tariffs and the ones that Trump did. How is that against America? So when you have other Supreme Court justices that were actually in favor of President Trump, questioning that there was no anything in any of the laws that says that was going against America, now you're starting to see people are popping their head out and they're getting exposed. Our government, our people that we are supposed to be looking at to lead us, some of these people are corrupt. Some of these people got bills too. Some of these people getting paid. As long as there's money involved, as long as that people, need money to pay for their schooling, pay for their kids stuff, they are easy. Some of these people are easily swayed with money. And I think what this guy is talking about, I like what he's talking about, because it could have been a fishing expedition to see who don't have no damn common sense. So now he's looking at the Supreme Court and says there's 6 judges that we need to start launching investigation in because, like he said, how are tariffs against America? It's in favor of America, 1,000%. I like the way he's thinking.
Unless you're getting influence from another country.
Because the tariffs only hurts the other country, but it doesn't hurt America.
So, when will you find out? A lot of people seem to think that he's going to make some big announcement during the State of the Union. I don't know. He's had big platforms before where he hasn't said anything when he could have. So we'll see what happens. But tariffs are on, people, plus 10%.
Exactly. So he was able to take those tariffs that they said were illegal, bring it to Section B, still have those tariffs on, and then add an additional 10%. But then you have the Democrats, Gavin Newsom, Pritzker out there in Illinois. You have these people saying Trump is this, Trump is that. He's a bad man, return the money. And then also, too, the Supreme Court didn't rule on the money. Do the money go back to the people? What happens with the money? So it's going to take them another 2 to 5 years to litigate on that. I tell you this right now, Trump played this perfectly. No matter what you think about him, no matter what you think about what he did in the past or whatever, how he's playing it right now, he's playing it like he has a plan. He does. The difference between his second term and his first term he didn't have a plan. His second term, he damn for sure has a plan. And you see it all laid out. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, going to keep this thing right, keep it going. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description below. Also, what we have is a No Filter morning show. Tap in, 10:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I appreciate you guys. And I'm out.